Welcome in, everyone, to the Challenge episode. Today, Pamela and I are talking about the Challenge Season 40, Battle of the Eras, Episode 13, My Foot Fetish Era.
I didn't know it was called that, but
It wasn't, I just made that up. It's
oh, I was
called
like, I like it. I like it.
it's called Best Friends 4 Era, which there you go.
Okay.
That one makes more sense. Well,
Oh,
obviously because of
okay.
the two, Michelle
Sure.
and Olivia. That one was, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get your overall thoughts first. I don't want to give away how I felt about it to sway your opinion. So please go ahead, and then I'm gonna cut loose.
Okay, that's interesting because my feelings are not as extreme, I think, as you think one way or the other. I feel like
Okay.
I liked it well enough. I
Okay.
liked the episode, the what's it called? Elimination. Thought that was
Yeah.
really cool, sort of. Um, I didn't follow the daily challenge. I had no idea what was going on. And I especially didn't understand Rachel and Jenny's plan. You're going to have to explain that to me because I was like, what is that
I'm
awesome
not sure there's
girl
much to
power
explain,
plan?
Pamela. They
Right.
work together to help each other find the different locations for the puzzle pieces, but at the same time, maybe just support each other through these somewhat not really at all difficult barriers they had to cross. I honestly,
Well,
I
it sounded like she said they were sort of teaming up to do something
I
it didn't
saw
work. That's
I
the, it
saw
didn't work.
Kara and somebody else, like someone else, like helped Kara, like or Kara handed one of the pieces to her while she held the net up for her. I forget who was helping her at that point. Kara was with someone too. Like I don't think there were any rules or regulations. I think you had to grab your own pieces, but other people were definitely helping other people out too. Someone maybe in the comments will have a better idea about it, but that
Yeah, I didn't
to me that was
understand.
like whatever.
I was excited to talk to you so you could explain to me what this big plan was because I was like, they were teaming up to do what? Like, I didn't
They
even, I
had a
didn't.
different strategy and they decided they wanted to go a different way to start it off. I know that. And they thought maybe that would be beneficial. And then maybe, I honestly, it was like to me, it was like they were just supporting each other throughout and maybe helping each other.
No, there was a
Well, what
plan that
else?
they thought was going to do more than it did. I mean, like, there was a plan to, I don't know. I don't know.
Someone in the comments would be like, "Did y'all even watch the episode? This plan was clearly set in motion 3 seasons ago." Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
I I didn't understand it when she explained it or when they showed it or when they didn't win. How, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. What I understood was that they were helping each other.
Exactly. That's what I think it was. Support.
No, no, no. I think they were, well, what it seemed like to me is that we want to guarantee one of us wins.
Hmm.
So we're
Hmm.
going to team up and do this together and just like get all the pieces for Rachel. And we'll both make sure Rachel wins because then we know. I don't know. It doesn't make
if
sense
that's
that
if
the other
that's
one would
the
have
if
lost.
we're making this narrative up, which I don't think that
I
that's what it
am.
was. That's okay. Like, oh, so Jenny got hell and Rachel just got pieces for one person, so that one person could finish first, guaranteed. But Kara won the damn thing,
What if
so
they both got pieces for one person, but then unfortunately, if they that was their plan, then the
they were
other
running
person
to
would have
each. They were
lost.
they were running to each location together. So why would you not just grab the other puzzle piece? Because you had to bring it back before getting the next puzzle piece.
So what was the point? Literally, they just did it together.
I just said I think they were just supporting each other and they wanted to try a different strategy by going a different way and they're like, let's do it together. And that's what they did. I really don't think there's anything more to it. Someone will tell us that we're so dead wrong, though, I'm sure, that we just messed this whole thing up. But well, I mean, this is off to a this like the episode, this after show's off to a rocky start too, because I thought this was the worst episode of the season. It just was to
Oh,
me of the
I,
season of the season. This was the worst episode for me because I do think it's been a very solid season so far. And I'm sorry, but the chamber obviously is not my favorite part of the episode, but at least it breaks up the will they, won't they, who will they choose, they, who they won't. We already knew who was going to the elimination 30 minutes in the episode. You got 45 more minutes of crap. We had three separate scenes of Olivia and Michelle on a red couch talking about how sad they were that they have to go against each other, Pamela. Pamela, I'm sorry. Does everybody get to win the challenge? Does everybody get to go home? No, one male and one female get to win. Olivia, Michelle, you're gonna have to go against each other at some point. I don't care that you're best friends. I don't care. And I had to listen to it for 45 minutes tonight. And guess what? To me, they're both very mediocre players, and you base the whole episode around their mediocrity. That's the word I'm thinking of. So I'm sorry about this episode. I can't get into it. You made it very clear. The daily challenge. I don't know what the hell was going on. I'm just like, oh, maybe someone's in first, maybe someone's in second. I'm just gonna whoever they tell me won, I have to believe it. I don't freaking know. No one, they're running around a 40 that they dug in the ground. Kind of fun that they did that, but like the idea of it's kind of cool. You're running around a 40, but I don't. There was no like I was thinking, oh, maybe they'll run into each other because they remember they used to cross paths on those ones where they had to run in the during
Oh
the
yeah.
and they might run into each other. There was none of that. There was people losing shoes in mud. And there was Jordan trying to do parkour, which was kind of funny, I guess. And that was the episode. Like, there's nothing else. Well, we're gonna break down the whole damn thing, and I'm hopefully gonna find some things that I did like about it. Maybe you can bring those things out. Obviously, Bananas tried to continue the entertainment for us. I mean, he's been talking about it all week on his podcasts, saying I'm carrying the show at this point. Like, I'm trying to bring the entertainment. So, yeah.
Um,
Please jump in with
well,
your
okay.
overall thoughts. Yeah.
So I think now I'm a person that you're getting this in real time processes. Like my husband is like, why are you telling me this now? I'm like, I'm just figuring it out right now. Like I think out
Okay.
loud to figure out how I feel.
Like it
And
happened a while ago, but you're figuring it out a day or two
it
later.
just occurred to me right
Okay.
now while you were talking. I think I like Olivia. I
Okay.
don't know why. I don't particularly like there's no I don't but I was rooting for her. I think I enjoy Olivia. I think it's because of her first season, I guess, is my but I didn't mind the episode because I like Olivia and I'm like good. This is the Olivia I
I
want to see.
her first season, her
Her
first
first
season with
season was great.
Horacio, loved everything about it. I mean, she had that awful thing that happened to her in elimination or in the final finale. How could you not feel for her there? But then
And
the
she
season
did
after
a great
that though,
job that season with
I
Horacio.
know, but the season after that, totally done with. I'm not,
Agreed.
it's gonna take a lot for me to get back on her team, and for her to be literally calling herself all season a lady of leisure, and she's in a relationship with Theo, which the producers choose us not to see. Like, how am I supposed to like this person? How am I supposed to root for her when she literally admits that she's like lazy and doesn't want to do anything all day? And then they won't at least show us like the other side of her, which is basically hooking up with a dude. Like, at least show us some relationship stuff for me to maybe like, oh, she's really cute in this relationship with Theo. We don't see it. We don't know about it. And this episode was ruined for me too because I know that because of social media content, we know that Theo and Olivia went on vacation after the season together and they both live on different continents. So obviously Theo like was just in the area still like waiting around for her, like maybe he was still doing some post-production stuff or he was doing some more confessionals, I don't know, but they
Yeah,
obviously left together and went on
if you're
vacation.
in Vietnam
So I
and
knew that she was probably being eliminated soon is my point too. That kind of ruined like I didn't, you know what I mean? I was thinking of it that way.
well, which makes me excited for the next elimination because now I'm jumping ahead at that foursome that traveled together and think of
Okay.
who it was.
Well, wasn't it was Tori involved in this thing too? No.
No,
Kyland and
no,
no,
no, Kyland.
Josh. Sorry, Josh. You're right. Josh and Naya
Yes,
were
Josh,
there
Maya,
with those.
Theo,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so bye bye, Josh. So that's kind of
Yeah.
oh hell yeah. So yes,
Hey, it's not
here.
necessarily a spoiler, but I guess it kind of is. So sorry for everybody watching right now, because technically, in theory, that would mean that because he is obviously a target for next week. So there you go.
Yeah, and I feel
Mm.
like if I was like in Australia, which is like a 14-hour flight, and a few of my friends were maybe going to be released from our job that we were booked on in like the next
Where did
couple of
they? Because
days, I
obviously
would,
they're filming the season in Vietnam. Where did the
yes,
four of them? Where did do you remember where the four of them went on
probably
vacation?
Vietnam. That's what I was trying. That was what that analogy was.
Oh, okay.
If me and you and 20 of our friends were in Australia, it's the farthest place I go, or Japan, somewhere far away that it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm here already. If Dan and Jenna are going to be off the clock like within the next couple of days, instead of going back to the USA, if you're not married, if you're, a
Right.
single, if you don't have a family to get back to, I'd be like, no, I'll wait around here. If my
Yeah.
girlfriend, friend, best friend, whatever, and then we'll travel together. I would totally do that. So it makes sense to me that they would just wait around there or nearby or travel nearby.
Yeah.
and then get together when they
Yeah,
were.
but do you remember where they went to after were they just stayed in Vietnam or did they
Oh,
go
I don't
somewhere
remember
else?
where they
Yeah.
traveled to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess we had a Thailand in there. I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know where they went. Someone will
typing
tell
that.
us in the comments. I don't remember where they went, but I remember seeing a ton of social media stuff about the four of them vacationing together. So there you go.
Um, so Bananas, like, I don't know if I was watching an ultra high def, but every time he was on the screen, I was like, why is he so red and veiny? Like he
I
looked like
noticed it.
he
I
was
also
hulking
noticed the
out.
Pamela, you nailed it. I also noticed that he had like
Really?
white his chest hair was I looked it looked white. Some of it looked white to me. Like he's getting older. He's got to he's I mean, I think he's old. Is he older than me? I'm 39. I think he's like
He
early
is.
40s, 40,
He's
41.
like 42, 43. So when
Hmm.
it's funny because CT, when he was who I think is like 42, I remember being like, oh, that's my year of being bored. Like CT and the traders was like everyone 82 or something. And I was like,
Yeah.
anyway, but yes, they're the same. Yeah.
He
So
is, yeah, and I haven't really ever noticed Bananas be that way. I noticed it mostly on the bus when we have the we'll
it
talk
wasn't
about the bus
aging to
incident.
me. It looked like roiding out or something. It
Oh,
was like
maybe.
veins
I don't
and
know. Yeah, I
he
don't
was
know.
red. I was like, dude, red. Ew. Like those
Yeah,
are
he
my
definitely looked a little beat up on that on the and when I saw him shirtless in this episode for sure. I was like, "Oh, he looks a little yeah.
veins a popping.
He had the veins coming out." And I thought I saw the chest hair blotchy like redness like you were saying a little bit. Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. I
Any other
think
overall thoughts before we do each part of this thing?
um just so happy that by default and only sort of Tori and Kara are friends.
Because they have no one else.
Because it's sort of the angels are
Someone,
by
yeah, someone
default.
wrote online like, never would I expect to see Tori and Kara dancing at a club together in 2024. So I was like, oh, okay,
That is good.
that's
Yeah, I love
duly
it.
noted. I agree. That is a rarity we would think to see that. But you're right. All the other girls are kind of with bananas. So who does Tori have? I mean, she has Michelle, but like, are her and
And Michelle
Michelle?
and Olivia, she was saying, but it like Tori was saying in the beginning, like the people that the girls that I'm friends with, and she said Olivia, Michelle, and Cara, and I was like, yay, okay, cool, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
There's a couple vignettes I wanted to just speak on real quick. One was the fact that, like, when the episode began, I was like, "Oh, Olivia's a target." I remember that. Theo just went home. I assume Olivia's going home at the end of this episode now. It kind of ruins it for me, and she did. The other vignette I was thinking about, I saw Kylan made a comment about Josh, and he wrote, or he said, Josh needs to realize the difference between having friends and having allies. You can't be friends with everybody in the house. Um, oh,
No, it's
you're
the
sorry.
opposite. Yeah,
Thank you. You can be friends with everyone in the house. You can't be allies with everybody in the house. Thank you.
right.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, Kylan, that is a great way to break down the problem that Josh is and what he's not understanding because the dude is just every episode he's lost out of his damn mind. He's ridiculous.
Right.
So
Right. And for some reason, I don't remember him saying that line, but it's so well said. It's true. It's like when him and Michelle were fighting, which I thought was cute. He was trying
it
to
was
rock
during that fight scene
people.
in that, by the way, that kitchen is so it's obviously this castle that's not even really a kitchen. They kind of just brought things in to make it into a kitchen. Because who the
Yeah.
F has a kitchen with a slope slanted in it that badly? You can't even stand to cook. The slants coming down, the cooking things here, you're bumping your head trying to make a freaking cheeseburger. It's anyways.
I feel like there's like a grill thing that they have on like almost a patio. I feel like
They,
that was during the
Well,
the
they just, I feel like they
Laurel
just brought in all
cast.
this like kitchen stuff for them to cook with. Like, this is definitely not a real kitchen at this castle or wherever the hell they are. But, anyways, that's what
I
at the end of that scene is where Kylan says the line that I just brought up. So,
Okay. So I think you're right, but I bet there is a kitchen somewhere. I feel like that is not a real kitchen
yeah,
either.
what
They
the
have like a
hell
grill
then?
plate in
Yeah.
there. That, I don't know. It's like the rec room or something. Anyway, it's very well said, and that's exactly what Josh can't get through his stupid thick skull. That when people are yelling like no, Nana Man. Like, no, Michelle's not mad that you're friends. Oh, mad, I'm such good friends with bananas, which it's like, first of all, you're not fucking such good friends with bananas. Second of all, no, you're not. Third, they're not mad. You can be friends with whoever you want, but you're, if again, just as Kylan said, an ally to everyone is an ally to none. It's like you can't say you have my back and then cheer for someone who's gunning against me.
I know.
You can't do that. That is literally what a hypocrite is. It's like that is the definition. So, and the fact that he doesn't get that at all, and he's like, everyone's so mad that we're such best friends. It's like, no, no.
Yeah. Anything else in the opening before the daily challenge that you kind of wanted to bring up? Because that's really it. I mean,
Yeah.
Bananas gets Michelle riled up. Been there, done that, seen that, don't care. Um, yeah, and then like you just said, Michelle's upset with Josh for rooting for Bananas. I mean, whatever. All same stuff we've already seen. 40-yard dash is the name of the daily. We briefly talked about whatever it is. It was okay. Not you just don't know who's winning the damn thing. I honestly don't have anything else to say about it. It's that bad. Like I just did nothing really. The people lost their shoes. That was like okay, great.
I thought
There's
it was
nothing to this. Yeah, I just the back in the day, and I hate to harp on it, but the daily challenges back in the day were just always so interesting because they were like these really simple tasks that they'd have them compete in. They were easy to follow along with. They always mixed the competition with humor, and they still sometimes try to do that, but it's never that great. But they try to. They would always just naturally these characters had such a like bigger and better personalities, and there was so many more storylines based on the drama of the season that would then mix in with the daily challenge. It would all kind of happen because if you're having a fight in the house and then you have to compete with someone in a daily challenge, the fight in the house might cause the fight in the and then that would cause more drama there, but you don't have any of that type of stuff really. It was everybody just trying to finish this. There was no drama of people fighting or anything like that. um yeah.
not that I'm glad for your lack of understanding, but I was like, am I really
Well,
missing
there's
something?
Pamela. There
Because
was nothing
I
to
have
understand.
no,
You couldn't. Him. How are you supposed to follow
but I
along
didn't
when there
follow, right.
wasn't?
I was like, I have no more than usual, no idea what's
There
going
was
on.
there
Like,
was no rules and regulations on which way you had to go. We saw that with the girls, Jenny and Rachel, who decided like, we're going to go this way when they go this way, and that's going to help us. I don't know why they thought it would help them, but whatever. Like there was no like
it didn't
obviously.
work, right? The big plan that they did didn't work. And then the other thing that frustrated me about this is that obviously the building that pyramid
Mm,
was really difficult,
it was weird.
which is okay that everyone was struggling with it, but they never even like showed it. It was such quick cuts, like when it was like check, done. I'm like,
Right?
well, how did
How
they
did they
build
do it?
a
How did they do it
freaking
right?
pyramid? Like, why was it so complicated
I've got a new
that
rule.
nobody could really do it?
I've got a new rule for producers, and I think that they would take this and actually accept this rule into the game. I think you should only be allowed a certain number of checks. Make up, let's just say it's 3 checks, because I'm sorry, but they were putting those stupid pyramids in ridiculous formations and just yelling out check every 2 seconds, hoping that they were right. Well, you know what? If you have to think about it a little more and really put the scene together to actually look like the pyramid they said it was supposed to look like, and you're telling me that the producers don't show them a damn example.
I
Hey, this
want to
is what it's
see the
supposed.
example. That's what I'm saying. But I guess if you
Like,
can see the
but like,
example,
I'm sorry, but asking
that's
for a check every 2 seconds, it just like, TJ, you see, all you hear is TJ yelling, no, 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 no. They should be penalized or disqualified after a certain amount of checks because it's just absurd to me. Like, actually try, guys. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall to see if it's done yet, and then it's just falling. No, it didn't stick, you moron, and just
and
fall. Like, I don't like it. I think certain amount of checks, that's all you get, and you're done.
I'm with you. I someone said this on Twitter. I think it's Alan Aguilar who does also a podcast about the challenge, but this actually did make me chuckle in real life. That Corey's like, oh man, I need help. Phone a friend, Nelly. It's like you thought Nelson was gonna help you with this, Corey? Because I
Yeah,
did chuckle in real life, and
I
then it was
think
funny.
Corey was going more for the joke there, and I can if that and I was
Oh,
that's why I was leaning more joke with him. I was like, oh, that's a funny joke, Corey. I thought that's what he was going for. You're telling me you thought he was serious about it? I think he knows Nelly's awful at puzzles like he is, so that's why he pretended to say him or said
oh,
him as
that
a
I
joke.
don't know.
All right,
Again,
this will be fun for our commenters. Was
Corey
Corey? So you can
joking.
either hashtag Corey joking or hashtag Corey serious, and then we'll get a tally. I
He
thought he was
sounded
joking.
serious.
All right, then that's good. We have our two sides.
Okay,
We
we'll
have our two
see.
sides.
Um, and then my other mean comment, is
Mean comment.
Ryan. Well, my mean comment is about Ryan because he's like, well, in order to not go in, I have to win, and I'm like, Ryan, you're not gonna win. This it's like
Who? Ryan? Who's
Ryan, Ryan, Derek,
Derek. But it's
Derek.
okay. I mean, I think they both suck at the game, so you just traded one for the other for sucking at the game. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was their
sorry,
besties, so
Derek.
I guess I can see why you'd mix them up. Derek, yeah, I mean, dude, Derek, you got to give the guy credit. He's got some social game going because I
I
can't. I mean,
guess.
and but here's the thing too, though, and I think he knows this. Who doesn't? Everyone wants him in a final. You tell me, all the guys that would have to go against him, they're like, no, no, save Derek. I
Of
know he's got the
course.
girls are the ones that are saving him, but like, no, like all the dudes are like, yeah, yeah, let Derek stick around. He's fine.
Of course. Yeah, keep him in. Sure.
Keep
We
him
all
in.
like
Yeah,
him.
why not? I
Yeah.
mean, look, I don't. He maybe his endurance is better than he used to be. I'm basing this all of how he was back in the original challenge days. I know this is technically the original challenge too, but I'm talking like back in the heyday of the challenge when it was a much different show than it is now.
I'm basing it on now, and he still
Okay.
sucks, and he
Okay,
always
there you
sucks.
go.
I don't even remember him from back in the day.
Oh, I do.
And
He was a D player. I think he's moved up to C minus now. So there you go.
okay, all right. I remember him doing better on the All-Star season, but again, that's a different level of
That
competition.
doesn't count as much
Yeah.
as all
I mean,
because
I
I
don't think it doesn't count, but
as much.
it
Yeah,
doesn't, it's a different, it's different. Yeah,
it's definitely different.
not discounting it, but it's different.
Okay, so Corey gets last place. We just mentioned him. Derek, who you just mentioned as well, gets second to last place. And for the females, Michelle gets last place, automatically putting her into the elimination for the night. Um,
Yeah.
Aviv gets second to last. And then our two winners are Jordan, so he is safe. He cannot be a target. And for the next round, at least. And then Cara wins it. And of course, now that there's only one other person left, Olivia has to go against Michelle. And we have another 45 minutes of show. So I was like, what the hell are they going to do? And they actually did something that was interesting. I don't think they would have shown this if they had a chamber option, but they showed
Oh,
us a bus ride, a classic bus ride, which I am all here for because I miss these fights on the bus, these hookups on the bus. Remember that time that Kara was hooking up with one of the brothers? Yeah. When they had like the family season. What was that? Bloodlines, Battle of the Bloodlines, or
mhm.
whatever. Like stuff like that. Like bring us back to that. So they tried something with the footsie, foot fetish, whatever you want to call it. I want to get your opinion before I comment on it. I'm just so curious to hear someone else's because I had a multiple different opinions. So go ahead, tell me
Okay.
what's up here.
I did too. At first, I was like, hell, that is bad. Like my first response was, that's bad. They are full on playing footsie. Like
Hmm.
that wasn't like a not. I was like, that is really bad. And then, and I was like, that's really bad. That's really bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
And Johnny's response to it was also really, really crazy and overblown and bad and like made me think it was worse than I even
Okay.
thought just because his reaction. I don't know why he was so freaked out about it. But then what made me come around was Rachel saying, I just, like you grew up on a lake. I went to camp my whole life.
Hmm.
And you become so casually physically intimate with people because you're constantly together. That's like a day is a year, literally. You're just like all over, physically all over each other because you're just always together,
Okay.
like a pack of little puppies. And then I recalled the scene where she's like, I got it about his ingrown leg hair at some point when they were showing that they're all giving each other foot massages in the
Right.
beginning.
Right.
And I was like, they it definitely was a little bit across the line, but I think out of context how physically just kind of engaged and natural it becomes in a setting like that.
Yeah.
It
So
does seem a lot worse than it really is. Whereas I do think it's like, yeah, it's not the best, and it was a little more flirty than just like, oh,
so
but then
yeah, I think your initial reaction was my initial reaction. I'm like, whoa, because Aviv is married, correct? That's for the record. She's married. Okay, with kids, and she's still with the guy.
I
Obviously,
mean,
they're
I
married.
don't know that much about it, but I that would be
Okay,
the only thing that would
so
warrant such a.
yeah, so there was that. My initial reaction, like, oh, like that's to me. That to me, I would if I'm since I am married, I would never play footsies with another
And I would
girl. Like I just
usually,
wouldn't do it. There's
what
no
was
way.
there something, oh, massage, because we had this argument with the massage, and I was like, I would 1,000,000% take a massage from anyone if I was like sore. And that to me
Yeah,
doesn't seem sexual or flirty.
it's not for me. It wouldn't be a good look. I don't think Stacy would appreciate
For me,
that.
if it was like my body hurts, help it, I would not care. If I did it, I would do it and I would let my husband do it. This, I was like, no
If
fucking
I'm in
way.
a
There's
here's
no
the problem. Like technically, what was her Emily, right? Emily's just
Emily was giving,
is she a certified like
yes, sort
massage
of. She was
therapist?
like a must, yes.
Even with that, it's like unless I'm going to their place of business to get this massage, to me, I don't think it's a good look, and I don't think my wife would appreciate it. Now,
That to me,
here's where I came around to the footsie thing, though. To
but hold
me,
on, because that I totally would and would accept like massage. Yes, 100%. I'm like, yes, get a massage, have
I
a
know
massage.
we're you and I
I
are on
would,
different things with this. Unless I'm going to
but
their
the
place of business, though,
footsie, there's no practical reason. You're just flirting. Like it was one thing to accidentally kick,
okay.
but
And
that was
I think it was they were shoeless because of the stupid the show. Their feet got soaked from the mud. So everyone like went home barefoot, it looked like for the most part. I don't know why production wouldn't give them another pair of whatever, but you know, maybe it's a budget thing. But they're all like basically they have their feet are out. And I think what happened was they're both their feet. Banez was resting against the wall so he could read or whatever, and he had his foot out. She was doing the same, foot out. And I think by accident, maybe with the road moving, his foot touched her foot, and then he played into it more like, oh, get off, get off me, or ha ha ha. And then she kind of was just not the victim, but she was just there in the moment, and like, oh, whatever, and maybe kicked him away or just jokingly kicked him, and then that was it. So I think it was more bananas. I think bananas maybe started. I don't think Aviv did. And here's the big thing, Pam, and I'll let you finish up your thoughts. Her, this is where it's messy to me. Like a messy from an editing standpoint. I don't think there's anything to it. Aviv's, they never showed a different shot of Aviv. They kept going back to the camera shot of her looking down at whatever she was either reading or looking at the entire time. They used the same, and you go back, everyone can go back and watch this. I was so confused by it. They showed her 3 times throughout this whole supposed altercation between Michelle and Bananas. If Aviv really thought that she was trying to like save face here or something like that, wouldn't she have blown up at Michelle too, or stated like, F you, Michelle, I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting here minding my own business. They showed her looking down the whole time. She never changed her face. So like to me, nothing even really happened, and it got blown way out of proportion because based on their non-showing of anything of Eve's side at all. They didn't. It was so frustrating. They showed the same shot of her 3 times. Go back and watch it. It's really weird.
so one, I think that the reason why Michelle pounced on it, Bananas freaked out, and it was a thing is because if it was as I don't think it means anything, and I don't think it's a big deal. I do think it was an accident, and then it was like a kick fight, whatever.
Right. So something like that.
But
Yeah.
I 100% think it was some sort of relieving of sexual tension because the response, and
If
then
that's true, though, then I do still think it was Bananas that started that
I,
release.
I do too, and I think it's more on his end than hers, probably, but it definitely was like because for her to when she Aviv, I don't know if they edited or why. I agree with you. Obviously, she was a part of it, and I don't think it was as nothing burgery as you think, because she did, after the fact, go say that was fucked up.
Yeah,
He
at a
was
planned
brought
taping
into
that the
this.
produ at a planned taping that the producers asked them to go meet up so to finish off the storyline. That's
But
how
it
bad
wouldn't
it's.
have been fucked up if there wasn't some truth to it. So that's where I feel like
Look,
there's
I honestly like not because I don't want a marriage to work out, but I wanted there to be some truth to it so we can get a little drama. Like I mean, I don't want I don't want Aviv to cheat on her husband. I don't really know them, so like it's none of my business.
because I
But
think
like,
it's just if you're I had a friend from Berkeley that said if you're in a leper colony, a leper is going to start to look good. I think like no matter you're going to like form a crush. If it's like you, a Smurf, and the three dwarfs and whatever, one of them is going to start looking good to you. I
look,
just think like
I love drama, Pam, but for me, like, and I want to, I love a good conspiracy. I just didn't. I wanted to see it. I wanted there to be
probably
something
real
more.
sexual tension. I
All
don't think
right.
it means. I think they're two adults that I don't think she's. I don't think they would ever. I think his kicky footsie is as far as it'll ever
Right.
go.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
And that is why it was sort of a big deal. My Michelle, who I do think has a knack for getting under people's skin, picked up on
Well, I
that
no
and
like
called it out.
this is an interesting thought because I haven't really read too much. I haven't seen too much on
I
social media
haven't
about
either.
this at all. I've seen a lot of other stuff, but I haven't seen this. I would love to hear from the commenters on that particular situation and where I feel like people are going to have so many different opinions on that bus scene
I'm
and
excited to
what it really
deep
meant.
dive that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, because I feel like I think it is what it is. I think there was something to it, a tiny something something afoot. There was something afoot, but nothing. I don't think they're having an affair in our secret. I mean, I think that they probably have moderate, tiny crushes on each other, and Michelle
But
called it out.
do you think the producers chose not to show Aviv react to it, or did Aviv really not say
I feel
anything?
like Aviv probably literally was like the best thing. Aviv seems very sharp to me. And I feel like the more you respond to that, the worse it's going to look. So Bananas was already screaming and yelling about it. If Aviv jumped in too, it would seem, I think Aviv was like, I'm just going to say nothing. I think she literally was
Well,
like, I'm not.
they literally they chose the same shot of her three different times,
I think she
supposedly
did
at three
nothing.
different times on the bus, but it was the same shot each time. Like, it
I
was
think
so
she
weird.
made a conscious effort to say absolutely nothing and to
All
like
right.
address Michelle privately because one person was already screaming and yelling about it. So
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. I wrote this down too, and it came true. I really hope I don't have to listen to 45 minutes of Michelle and Olivia talking about how sad they are to go against each other. That they have to go against each other. That's what I wrote down. And then literally it played out. And I can't believe they showed us three different red couch scenes of them sitting there talking about how sad they are. It was so, oh my God, I just couldn't believe producers like had the audacity to make us sit through that. Like, but they had nothing. Man, we have an hour and a half episode and they're not going to show us drama, so they had nothing else to do. We
I
did, and we can talk about the club a little bit, but please go on.
not that much to say. I was just going to say I did like Olivia. I liked hearing from her that she was one of six. I don't think I remembered that. I like that she's like this money. I want to be a mom. I like that she is like I'm gonna
I
have to
mean,
go in and
that
be
stuff's all
Michelle.
great. That stuff's all
Yeah, I
great.
like that. I just didn't. I haven't.
And here's the thing: is like first season, amazing. Second season, she became the villain. At least there was something to that. Third season, what did she bring? What did she do?
She's boring and happy and in love. Her and Theo. Yeah,
She beat Nerys in a hall brawl when she's like double her size, not in a bad way. She's obviously in shape. I think she's pretty in shape for someone that is a lady of leisure. But like she mauled over Nerys, who's built like a twig. So that's what she did this season. Congrats. Um, yeah.
she fell in love. I hope her and Theo have babies. And
I mean,
again,
seriously though, do you really think that relationship's going to work out? They're in two
I
different
mean,
continents.
we know it is still going. So
I mean, I see a lot more of. I mean, I guess I see
I
a lot on
because I have
social
no idea what
media.
their relationship is like. I literally have not one inkling into it.
I
So
know. I just see. I mean, I guess maybe I see more on social media for like through the challenge things about Devin and Michelle than I do about Olivia and Theo. Um,
but
Maybe I
that
need to
to me, they
follow all these four people so that I can see that what they do on a regular basis. Maybe they post about each other all the time. I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't know, but I do I think it I mean, listen, I don't know. But last forever, I don't know. But I do think that they really are I think they seriously like each other as much as any
I
couple
think
in any other way
I mean,
would.
look, the odds are with us that they're not going to work out just because there's so many people in this world. I mean, like the chances that two people end up together, it's a, it's a beautiful thing when it happens. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, hopefully I do like them though, and they both do seem it seems very real to me from what we've seen, which is we've established is nothing.
I
So I
know.
don't have a lot to stand on here, but when people are just like calm and cool about it, it always seems pretty real. It's not like they're just like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
like, yeah,
So
we're
here's what I
super
found really
together.
interesting about the next 30 minutes or so of this episode. Besides those conversations between Olivia and Michelle and how sad they are, I was like, well, what else are producers going to fill in the rest of the episode with? Because they can't talk about who the people are going to choose to go down into elimination because that's already been settled. So what do producers decide to tell everyone to talk about? Because they obviously did. they said, well, let's talk about who's going to be the targets then for next episode. And that's literally what they had to base the whole club scenes on. It was like if Olivia wins or if Michelle wins. Now, this is the best part is too. We don't know who's going to win, Olivia or Michelle, and you got Olivia out there talking about who she's going to make targets for next episode. So you better be nice to me. It's
Like
like
Michelle.
I know they both are. My point is like Olivia, especially, is doing it too. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, if Olivia loses, all this BS about her talking about how she's going to throw all these people and like Corey and stuff, like, yeah, it still happened because Michelle wanted to throw her a bone or whatever, but whatever. Like, it's just so funny to me. Like, they're talking like, you might not even win though. Like, so why are you? It's a weird thing to talk
I
about
don't
when there's no
know.
guarantee that you're like, there is a guarantee in the regular episode where it's like, well, these three people are up for elimination. Someone's going in, so we can talk about it. But to talk about something with people that you don't even know if they're going to make it to the next episode, it was just weird to me. I'm like, we're
It
talking
was
about
stupid.
targets. Like targets is what we're going to talk about for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb. My only takeaway from that is Tori's the best. Her like pep talk to Michelle was really great. She really is just a
Yeah.
champion. She was saying, don't forget about past losses. You just go in and compete with your
Yeah.
all. I was like, I'd want
And
her to
then
punch
is
that
this is where
down.
the club is where Michelle cried to Tori, correct? You have
Hmm.
Michelle crying about having to go against her friend Olivia in with a chance to win $1 million.
Uh-huh.
My best friend, come on, let's go. One of us can win $1 million. If you're that worried about how you're gonna if you beat Olivia, how bad you're gonna feel, why don't you throw her 30K at the end of it? I'm pretty sure she won't be mad at you anymore for one. Like this brings back to my opening point. Only one male and female can win. Like you, why are you so upset?
Right.
Plus, you're here to play this game. You know this might happen. It's not like it's happening out of nowhere. You have fair warning throughout the season. You might have to go against a friend or an ally,
See,
whatever you want to call it.
I understand that in the
I know
moment
you do.
they're going
See,
to be
you're going to be much more
sad.
nice about this than I am.
Yeah,
To me,
I
I'm just
get
like,
it.
whatever.
But I did Michelle Streep. She is just the most dramatic person in the entire world. She's
Did
like,
you just call her Michelle Streep?
yes, she had like a tear dripping down her
No, but
face.
instead of Meryl Streep, you just
Yes,
called her Michelle. Did you make that up or did you see that on social media?
I just made it
Because I
up.
haven't seen that on social media
I
anywhere.
just
That
wrote
is,
Michelle Streep in my notes
you
on there. I
did?
go, she is the
Hashtag Michelle
Michelle Streep.
Streep
She
in
really
our
needs
comment section.
to.
Pamela,
Someone give this girl an Oscar.
how people are gonna love that is a great call.
I didn't even think it was as great as you think it is, but thank you.
That's
Yeah,
real. Are you telling me Michelle Streep, one of the most dramatic actors of our time,
right.
and you just compared her to me, Michelle, who
Because I was
cried
like,
on the
someone needs
episode?
to give this girl an Oscar.
That's what
Michelle
I'm saying. That
Streep.
I thought
Like,
that's a
perfect.
really great. Like you just put
Thank
that
you.
together very nicely. There
Thank
you
you.
go. Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
and Tori's the
Hashtag
best
Michelle
Michelle
Streep.
Streep, and Michelle's approach doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, okay, so now I'm back. Now I'm getting up to the final.
Yeah, the elimination. This was somewhat interesting. You'd brought mentioned
Cool.
it was okay. It
Ish.
wasn't
It's
bad.
cool.
There was definitely different ways that you could go about it. It was called, I think it was just called Stranded, and they were talking about like DNA, they like DNA strands or
Yeah.
whatever. And then at the end, you have to solve a three-word phrase, and we can get into that a little bit. As I was a little confused by that. I'm like a three-word phrase, so three words. Then I thought, are they just three letters? Because someone had they showed an example of the word tag up there. I was like, and it was a shot from later on when Michelle actually just wrote the word tag there, just trying to put
Okay.
things together. So I was confused. I was like, wait, so is it three words phrases? I'm like, wait, no, it can't be. So I was all confused because I was like, I get confused. But yeah, so um the arena, the different sized things to go up the DNA strand. Um, I I honestly thought that Olivia's strategy was better than Michelle's.
Me too.
For this one, I didn't think lining them up ahead of time was going to matter because in each DNA strand, it was different sizes each time. So you can go back and try to pick from that same level again, but are you going to remember exactly on what rung that certain length was? I thought just bring two of them because if they didn't fit on one rung, you could just put them on a different rung. They didn't make you bring them back. So doing Olivia, if she could just spell words, she would have mopped the floor with Michelle. But Michelle is a much better puzzle person than I feel than Olivia is. So there's your
I
outcome.
mean, I think everyone would agree with that one. I think
Yeah,
that's a fair. I don't think I think Olivia herself agrees with that.
yeah.
She said Michelle was a professional crossword player, and I was like, the hell is that?
Oh, yeah. She did say that. I don't
Yeah,
know
I don't know what
how
that
do
means.
you turn pro in that? I'm just
I
like
know.
I'm a rookie maybe, or would I still be pro? I mean, I don't understand how you turn pro in that. Yeah.
I don't
And
know. We'll have to ask Michelle. But
yeah.
I yeah, Michelle's strategy of setting them up in order didn't make any sense to me. It's not like I'm with you. I agree. It's like just
Just yeah.
try them and stick them on.
Like
Fine.
you're looking at all of them. If it doesn't fit here, it's got to fit on one of them most likely. Maybe you have to go back one time and get, but like the chances that one of them doesn't fit is slim to none. Like it's got to fit somewhere. Just put it in there. Go get. You're only allowed to get two at a time. I get it. And as far
Yeah.
as the word phrase goes, they were showing it so damn quick. The problem I have always with these, I don't know what's happening. I can't try. I want to like let me help. I want to try to solve it. Like let me. You
Mhm.
want to be a part of the game, and you just can't be. You're just watching it like so. And they showed it so fast until the final shot after we knew Michelle won, where they showed it one last time. I didn't even know what it said. I thought it said not elimination win. I was like, not
Not
elimination.
eliminated
I know at the end I
now.
learned that, but
Oh,
I was like,
right.
what the F does not elimination win mean? And then I said, oh, not eliminated tonight. I was like, oh, okay. Because I thought it said not elimination tonight. I was like, not elimination tonight? What does not
Not
elimination tonight
eliminated
mean?
tonight.
Not it was, but it was not eliminated tonight. And then I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense now. But they were showing it literally so fast throughout it. I was like, I can't even. I
Yeah.
wanted to even like at least can we try to help them with the phrase in our
Right. At least can
heads?
we see their process instead of having Michelle beautiful mind it and Jordan say, well, Michelle's now moving fast, so I think she's going to win. It's like, oh, okay. And then she
Yeah.
wins. Yeah, no, we didn't get to see it all like them trying or coming close. I agree. It's frustrating because it makes it like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess Michelle won.
You know, I had another thought from last week that I didn't get to say to you and Jenna because I just forgot about. I had it written on my phone instead of in my notes, and I just forgot to read it off my phone. But like Bananas, obviously he kept winning back to back eliminations, right?
Mhm.
And imagine if he goes and wins the final, right? He finishes first in the final, but then is told by TJ, well, sorry, but your karma votes were so low. Oh, by the way, you didn't know about this, but there's this thing called karma votes has been going on. Since your karma was so low, the person that had the most karma votes actually finished like 3 minutes or 10 minutes behind you. And we're actually going to give them the win when they get here. It's like, wait, what? Like, I wonder how they're going to set this up
Yeah.
because I'm sorry, but if like someone wins fair and square, like at the end, you're telling me you're going to take them out of the win because someone finished after them but had a better voting thing? That's like the stars with Laura all over again to me personally. Like, it's just
I
weird,
mean, but
right?
we don't know what's going to
I
happen.
know, but if that's how it is, I was just thinking about it, how are they going to do that karma vote? Because I'm sorry, if someone wins fair and square, whether it be Bananas or somebody else, someone that's really hated on the show, but they won the thing, how can you take away their victory because they got really bad karma
I
vote?
don't think you can. I mean, I really don't think you can.
They make
I
them
think
split the money maybe or something. Then may
I
I,
think it's going to have to
but
do
TJ
with,
said one male, one female winner. I thought.
well, the one male, one female winner, maybe the person with the better karma votes gets more of the money. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
So
if
okay,
someone
that's interesting then. So you're telling me the male and the female both win, but whoever had better karma votes out of those two, someone gets 750 and someone gets 250 or something?
maybe, I mean, I don't think that extreme, but maybe that is how they'll decide. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't think they can say, "Oh, bananas, you won, but you didn't really win because you bad karma." That's too messy,
Oh, you
right?
know, did you see the stuff about Devin on social media this week? Him and Jordan did like a live thing together.
No, I haven't been able to catch up on
This
anything
one I
since
thought was
I
interesting. I don't agree with everything that Devin said, but he brought up the fact that he gave when him and Tori won Ride or Dies, he gave Bananas. I think it was Bananas with Nani that season. I think so as Ride or
Yeah,
Dies.
they came in second. Yeah,
There you
they
go. He gave each of them. Remember, they gave him each of them like $38,000 each.
hmm
And because Bananas always thought like, oh, Devin, you never want to work with me. He's like, dude, I gave you $38,000, like 30. I mean, yeah, maybe I'm not working with you every season, but like, can you give me like, you're not gonna at least
Right.
I just thought it was. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that because the season before that, CT and Casey
Yes.
gave people money too or something, and I was like, this better not become a thing. And then Tori and Devin did it. I'm like, holy crap! And now I hope for season 40. Oh my God, they better keep their damn money. I'm gonna be so mad if they split it again. This is
I don't
ridiculous.
think they're going to do it again. And I'll tell you
Well,
why
if it's
it makes
Bananas
sense
wins,
to
he's like,
me because
Bananas.
they were,
Imagine if Bananas and Devin went first and second, and then Bananas like, yeah, Devin, I'm not giving you any money. If Devin made it, of course, that'd be hilarious in season.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's more, it becomes more, I feel like with Casey and CT, especially Casey, it's like, yeah, you better fucking give them something since Tori really won.
Well,
You know, I feel
that's
about that.
yeah.
But second, it's like when someone is such good competition and it's teams, it's like, all right, it was close. We'll kick you a bone just because I think there should be a first and second place personally
No,
winner.
and I do no,
But
I
then
agree.
doing it,
If it is set up that way, I always think it should be set up first, second, and third. Because I'm
yeah,
sorry, you know, it is so hard to
it
make it to a
is.
final of a challenge. You need luck, you need skill, you need all these things to go your way just to get there. And to not, especially a lot of these people who barely make it there, they become fan favorites because they're the underdogs. So when
Hmm.
they get to the final and they only give it to the first and second or first place player and they come in second, like that underdog still almost beats that person that's just, I'm sorry, a better athlete or just has more endurance. You still want them to get something to say, like
Yes.
the season that Wes went against Theo, and I think Turbo won the thing, right? It was like
Mm.
Turbo, Theo, and then Wes got third, but
Yeah,
they
that
still
was a
gave Wes
great
some because he was
season.
like my guy that season. Like he just like he a new competition came in.
Yes.
Like bigger dogs came into this fight, and he
Yes.
still at an older age kept up with them, and they still gave him something for third. They still need to do that kind of stuff. I
Yeah.
really do feel that way. Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you find the time, watch House of Villains because Wes is just a delight.
Okay. It's
He's
on.
just so funny.
It's so funny. Someone in the comment section brought up, Dan, you love Outer Banks so much. Have you caught up? I'm deep into Outer Banks right now. I'm trying to get through it, but then other things come out and I'm like, ooh, but I want to watch that real because I'm trying to. It's when you have a baby, you
You
need to find
very
time. And then
passively
obviously
watch House of Villains.
like
You don't have to give it a lot of
Stacy
attention.
doesn't want to watch House of Villains with me. Like
Oh,
she's
okay.
not we watch a ton of stuff together. We love a lot of the same things, but like House of Villains, I
No,
know it's
House
not
of
going to be her
Villains is
cup of
I
tea.
watch when Luke's at work. There's no way
When
he
she
would.
watches that Love in Paris show, what's that one called?
Emily in
Is
Paris.
that what it is? She's upset. I'm
Uh,
like, babe, I can't. I love like dramatic shows. I love the classic rom-com. Emily in Paris, I sat down when she was watching because I was just like on my phone, like she was mid into it. I was like, this show's ridiculous. I cannot
Me and
watch this
Luke
show.
call that show "Tiny Girl in Outfits."
Now,
That's all. Everything. It's just a
so
tiny girl
you're
in
not. Do you watch the show or no?
outfits. I mean, I've like seen clips of it, but the whole thing looks like
Anyways,
it's
so
not
House.
that.
So I'm about. I was so I'm trying. I'm still into this Jersey Shore thing. I'm kind of giving up on it. I'm halfway through this next season. It's getting really dumb. I'm like, I love the idea of the show still, but like some of the things they're forcing on us, I'm like, this is producer. It's like it's just all producers.
Well,
They're
what
just
is going aside? Because I like
it's
the
not
Jersey
there's
Shore.
nothing really nothing.
Well, how are their lives? Is Pauly D still with that girl he met on the?
Yes,
Oh my God! Wow.
and
Because
they're awesome. And now see his original season of that show that he did with Vinny, Double Shot at Love, where he
Mhm.
met her. That show was awesome.
That was great. Yeah,
Nikki, her name's Nikki, and when they met
Nikki.
on that show, that storyline carried into Jersey Shore and made it somewhat interesting again because
Wow.
Nikki is awesome and she's like a ride or die for Polly, and it seems like he's been loyal to her. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know
Wow.
everything about their relationship, but they live together in Vegas. I mean,
Oh
that's
my
they
God.
have a
And what's
house
Vinny up
together,
to?
huh?
And what's Vinny up to?
Single. He's starting his stand-up career.
Is
He's
he
obviously
funny?
still he's doing that. Well, no, not really. Then he's doing his show in Vegas where he strips down the one of his naked shows,
Okay.
like a guy's
Chippendales or
striptease
something.
show.
Yeah,
Um,
Chippendales.
but like Chippen, is it? I don't know if he's with Chippendales or
Thunder
one
Down
of the other ones
Under.
around there. Maybe it's Chippendales. Probably it's Chippendales. But yeah, he's doing his thing. I mean, Mike's having like a
And
third or fourth baby at this point. Like it's crazy.
okay. And the girls like Snooky J Wow,
We
they're
we
all
want to break. You want me to break down every single?
I'm just they're like old friend. No, I was like,
No, they are like
I'm
old
not
friends,
gonna
and
watch the show,
that's
but I
why I
like
keep watching it. And my point is, though, I tried to watch an episode of some Jersey Shore last night, and I was like, I can't. And I saw House of Villains. I have Hulu with the cable or whatever, and I was like, and House of Villains was right there. And I was like, do I start it tonight? And I didn't. So I have to. Because I love Wes is my favorite. So the fact that Dan hasn't watched Wes on House of Villains, that goes to show you how busy I am. Because I love watching Wes on
and
stuff.
he's
So
great.
you're telling me he's killing it on the show?
He's
Okay.
consistently Wes.
Okay, good. Well, that's my favorite. That's my
He
favorite
is
kind of
very
Wes, is one that's
Wes.
consistently
He's
Wes.
very Wes, and I would really love to see him on the Traders.
Right. Well, CT
Yeah.
was awesome on that show. What a season of the Traders with CT and Trishelle. Oh my
Well,
God, that was so good.
Wes is messier or gets messier and manipulates and puppet masters. CT tends to be a
I know. Yeah.
the Wes
Different.
would be a great whatever. He'd be a great traitor or a great villain because he really does manipulate everybody in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some really big ding dongs in this house, so it's fun to watch Wes
Yeah.
just literally control them. Like,
So
so
good. All right,
yeah,
are you hooked me. I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it. All
yeah,
right, so
Wes is
let's
great.
real quick. Michelle targets Bananas, Josh, and then she either can choose Derek or Corey. And she goes, Corey, in theory, I mean, I know the girls maybe aren't going to be working with the guys in the final by any means. And it's like, but like, if you want to get out a stronger player, then throw Corey in there. Or if you want even Bananas and Josh to go home, having Corey go against them versus Derek go against them, you have a better chance as
I
well.
don't.
So even though I'm rooting for Corey this season, I think Michelle made the right choice putting him in if she wants to get rid of a Bananas or a Josh has been pissing her off lately too. So, but like we're coming down to the nitty gritty. What did Nelly call it on our
Right.
show?
Nitty gritty.
Not the nitty gritty, the nitty gritty, whatever he called it. But yeah, we're getting down to it. So there's only like there's 6 guys and 6 girls left. And so that brings me to my mailbag thing if you want to get into that next. Unless you have final thoughts.
Yes. You will have to mail back for both of us because
That's
I'm
I just have
uh,
one.
yeah.
Honestly, the mailbag, everyone was great in the comments, but there's one that stuck out to me that I thought was very interesting, and I thought we could talk about it.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
And my final thing is I like Corey and Kara being the unlikely, like lone wolf vets, sort of talking about working together for the first time in 40 seasons. So that was kind of cute. There's just some
Who'd you, I'm
like
sorry, who'd you say?
Corey and
Kara.
Kara
Yes,
had
interesting.
a
I
cute
thought too.
conversation, and I was like, that's cute.
Well, and that was interesting at the end when Michelle chose Corey. Uh, Kara was like, come on over, like hello.
Yeah,
And you know what? Wouldn't you? I would love to see a Tori, Kara, Corey combo, those 3 working together. I don't want Josh in there, so Josh, go home. That'd be fine. I mean, that'd be a really cool trio of people.
I'd like a final four of Tori, Jordan, Kara, and Johnny,
Oh, there you
frankly.
go.
Or
There you go.
Rachel, and who's the other?
Well,
And maybe
I'm glad
Corey.
you hold on, you're getting ahead because we're going to talk about all this right now because
Oh,
I
okay,
want to bring this up
sorry.
with this commenter here. So speaking of Corey, not I don't think it's spelled the same way, but someone named Corey, Corey with a K, Kory 7682 wrote to me, said, Dan, the episode count of this season. You want to guess how much it is? Now I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what he said. I tried to look it up myself, I couldn't find it.
Oh,
So what do you think the episode count is for this season? By the way, we just finished episode
on
13.
13.
And
Okay.
here's the thing too. 6 guys and 6 girls left now. So how many think about how many do you think would be
I
in the
would
final,
say
etc.
15 and then a reunion, a two-part reunion. So
Okay.
15, 16, 17.
And
17
I think it's
total.
interesting that you said that because I'll tell you what I thought my count was in a second here. Corey 7682 writes, Dan, the episode count is 22, most likely a 2-part reunion. And I thought to myself, how is this possible? Because I started doing the math. So let's do the math together. Episode 14, a guy goes home. Episode 15, in theory, a girl goes home. Episode 16, a guy goes home. Episode 17, a girl goes home. Now, after episode 17, you'll be left with 4 guys and 4 girls. So unless you're only running a final with 3 guys and 3 girls, which I think is a mistake, you got to have 4 because you know someone might not even make it. They're at episode 17 for the final, in theory. Now, episode 18 and 19, 2-part final. They always do it. Now you're at 19. And then if you had a 1-part reunion, that's 20. And even if you had a 2-part reunion, that's 21, but he's at 22 here. So I'm thinking if they only have 3 and 3 in the final, then the 22 episode count makes more sense. But I don't they usually do 4 and 4 for the final? I thought it was 4 and 4.
If there's only one male and one female winner, it makes sense that they would only do three.
I
Your
still
logic, I agree with you. What you said makes sense. I mean, I don't have
I
an
think with the
alternate.
drama, you want at least more contestants there. And if you want to eliminate them throughout the final and get it down to when they're running the final of it, it's only 3 people. But I think you should have at least 4 males and 4 females in the final. But,
I
anyways,
don't.
I just thought it was interesting. And then actually, there's 2 replies to it. I don't know if they have anything. I didn't read the replies. Oh, okay. Our friend of our friend of the podcast, YouTube Bearcat, commented on it and said, "Don't know how they are going to stretch out the last of episodes for another 7 episodes plus the reunion with so few people left." So while YouTube Bearcat and I actually agreed on something, there you go.
Oh, best friends.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, I don't know. So there you go.
Yeah,
We're best friends. And then
I
YouTube Bearcat wrote more stuff. You all want to go on and read it. But yeah, I don't know.
agree with what you said, though. It makes sense that that's the way it would break down.
That's how I was starting to break it down in my head. I was like, I don't know how they're going to get 22 out of this. But anyways, that was the comment I want to talk about. And then I want to talk about, so we're down to 6-6, Pam. So before we go tonight, we're at the 1 hour mark, but we can go over. It's totally
Hold on,
fine.
let's see who the six are.
I'll give you the names if you want. I got them right here.
All
Oh,
right.
let me
Rach,
actually, if you go
Jenny,
on it, if you go on
Aviv,
Instagram, if you,
Cara,
if you go on Instagram and you
Michelle.
go to the challenge, I think
Okay.
Challenge
I
T has a
we could do
picture of
it
them all.
from my head. Johnny, Josh,
Here, I'll give them to you.
Corey,
Ready?
Eric,
Or no?
Jordan. Hold on,
Oh,
I'm
you're just
missing
writing. You can
one
write them out then. It's
male.
fine.
Hold on. What male am
Someone,
I missing? Johnny, Josh, Corey, Derek, Jordan. Hold on. This is it's like completely.
Kyle, you're missing Kylan.
Oh, Kylan.
And then for girls,
I've got him. I got him.
you already got the girls?
Yep.
Okay. We should probably only do 3-3 if that's what we think the
Yeah,
final's gonna be.
3-3.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Um,
Do guys first if you want, or girl. What do girl?
guys, I feel
Whatever.
like is like
I know.
black and white.
That's
It's
why I'm
obviously
saying do guys
great.
first. Yes.
Jordan, Kyland, and Bananas are good, and the other three are not. So it's like, oh,
No, but you have
Corey's
that's
not
that's
not good, but
that's where you have the Corey situation. So to me, I
Corey's a B,
think
and he's up against a lot of A's and an A minus with
I
Kyland just from
it's cut and
consistency.
dry to me that Corey's I don't think is going to make the final. But if I had to switch out him for Kyland, I would. I just want to see Jordan and Bananas go at it. Kyland's supposedly this great guy, but he's on the young Corey. I don't think Corey's ever won a final. Is that what I don't think he's ever won. So I kind of
I
want to see him
I would
finally
love
maybe
to see
get
Corey
close.
win, and I love Corey, but he needs to like practice his puzzles and stuff. He's just that always kills
I
me.
know
That's his
he's like a Brad in that way where there's he doesn't have all the assets of the challenge. There's
right. You
something
need to have them
missing there.
all.
He's close, but he's just not at that next level.
Right.
So
He is close, but there is some the people that win are like weirdly smart at bizarro things too.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the intangible, the elusive, the umami, the sixth sense. So if there's five, there's the umami, the sort of weird, intangible adaptability, being good at whatever weird ass shit comes your way, and yeah, that is what Corey lacks. So and then girls, hopefully Rachel, Cara, and Tori.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't need to see Michelle in a final. I know she's having a great season, but if you look at who she beat in the eliminations, no, she still won 3 eliminations. I'm not taking that away from her, but you
No,
you beat Naya, who sucks. You beat Olivia, who can't do puzzles, and in the her first elimination was against Tina. And what did they do in that? I don't remember.
it
Oh,
wasn't that
Tina.
stupid nails one, right?
No, 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 because Tina won the nails one, right? Tina won the nails one. She
And
beat Tina in something.
Michelle.
I don't remember what it was, but to me, Tina is so hit or miss on stuff. Like you just like she's never
And
been an amazing challenger by any means. So, but no,
yeah,
still, she beat here. I often say this line too. She beat who was put in front of her. She can't necessarily choose her appointment, her opponent. Her opponent is chosen for her, and she beat them. So props to Michelle. I still don't need to see her in a final. And then what is Aviv? She to me Aviv is just on the show. She doesn't bring anything to the table that makes me want to root for her. She just doesn't. And then who am I else am I missing? I'm missing a third girl. I'm missing the last girl.
Jenny, stupid Jenny.
Oh well, Jenny gasses out too quick for me. I mean, I don't dislike her in the way that you do. I'm fine with her like being there, but at the same time, I don't need to see her in the final either.
I don't like her because I don't like how like insanely flawless she looks, but then she can't do things. To me, it's like a ripoff. It like pisses me. It's like,
It's
how do you look
interesting.
like the bionic woman or some what's the bionic? She looks literally like inhuman, like she should be just this machine.
This powerhouse, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, she definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Does she have asthma or something? That said that she had needed
I
her
don't
inhaler all
know,
the
but
time
whatever
or
it is,
something.
it's
I was
like
like,
that
okay.
superhuman shouldn't have it. Again, I know it's not rational. Jenny's fine, whatever. But
But
yeah,
no, But I mean, who the hell's going to say no? I don't want to see Tori, Cara, and Rachel in the final. Of course,
right,
y'all do. So stop it.
right,
Stop
yeah,
pretending that you don't want those three in the final.
yeah.
Like
And
we're being
Aviv, I
ridiculous.
feel like is someone I would want to hang out with more of them in real life, probably more than most people. But like on the
Sure.
show is,
But
yeah,
like,
again,
come
it's
on.
not
You did
100%.
no, you're
Just because we
not
don't know. It's again, we don't know, whereas we've known these people for a long,
right.
we haven't. But I do like her. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if there was some. Well, yeah, I would because those three girls
I would.
really just.
If we're
Yes,
basing it on the 3-3 finale or final, then yes, I would.
I would be mad
Um,
too. You're
but
right.
if you can add a fourth, then obviously I'm gonna add a Kylander or Corey, and then I'm gonna add
Well, we have Kylan in our top. Oh, you
no,
have
I'm saying Corey. I switched out Corey or Kylan. They could be the four there, and then as far as the girls go, Aviva, Michelle, and Jenny. I would actually Jenny or Michelle. I'm fine with either because I would like to see like if Michelle like can she even. I would love. I mean, in a final, I
I
wonder if she'd
prefer a
break
Vive
down
to
and
a
just be
Jenny or
done.
Michelle. And I'd like that story of like, I've been on two challenges. One was 18 years ago and I won, and one
Okay,
was
then
40
Aviv
and
is
I
your girl
won.
for that.
I
Then there
don't,
you go.
yeah, Michelle, no, she's not. She's inferior to Corey and
Unfortunately, the reason I
Cara
want
and
to see Michelle
Rachel.
is I want to see her finally like she's not as good as the other girls at stuff. Like she'd find I don't see her competing. She's been winning in very it's very like it's these little samples of one. You're going against one individual person who's obviously not as good as you at most things, and then you come out
Right,
victorious.
Michelle's
And I'm sorry, but
clever.
if Olivia could solve a goddamn puzzle, she mopped the floor with her in the physical aspect of it. And a lot of the final is going to be physical. They're going to do
Yes.
more puzzle based stuff nowadays because they like it to be. They want to have that equalizer factor, which they didn't used to do it as often, but they do it more often now to try to keep it as close as possible. So yeah.
I will, yes. Yes, a million times yes. Yeah, and Michelle is clever and that will work in her favor. But again, she's not, she's inferior. I hate to say it as a competitor to Rachel, Corey, and Cara. So
Of
I'd
course.
be frustrated if
I would love to see someone come at a case that's different than that, but I don't think they can. Okay.
I like her. She's good at lots of things, but it would piss me off if those three girls who, you know,
Well,
had to
imagine if it was Aviv, Jenny, and
show. Oh my God. Can you,
then
then it
Michelle.
would just be
Michelle.
funny. At that point, it would just be fun. At that point, I would
Right.
just,
Yeah.
whatever. At least you're in good company, girls. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Well, that wraps up
yeah.
this episode. We'll see you back here for episode 14. This if we're doing 22 episodes, this is going to take us all the way to Christmas. My God. Has to. I mean, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I mean, that's another 8 weeks. Christmas is definitely about a month away, a month and a half away. So yeah, we're gonna go into Christmas for this. I don't know how there's 22. I just can't wrap my head around it. Okay. Pam, great talking with you. Jenna will hopefully be back next week. She had a work trip this week. No problem at all. And we'll see y'all for episode 14 in 7 days. Okay, bye
All
bye.
right. Same bat time, same bat channel.
There, nice. Let's see who gets that reference in the comment section. Bye.